Sierra has all the best active and outdoor brands for the super athletic stuff, like running gear for cruising up the trail. Woo! And the super athletic-ish stuff, like fishing gear for chilling by the creek. Nice cast. Fitness apparel to push for higher reps. You got this. And golf balls priced so you can afford to lose one. Or a few. Head to Sierra or Sierra.com for the brands you want at the prices that let you do it all. From athletic to athletic-ish, Sierra's got it.
Right now at the Home Depot, shop Spring Black Friday savings and get up to 40% off, plus up to $500 off select appliances from top brands like Samsung. Get a fridge with 0 clearance hinges, so the doors open fully even in tighter spaces in your kitchen. And laundry that saves you time, like an all-in-one washer-dryer that can run a full load in just 68 minutes. Shop Spring Black Friday savings, plus get free delivery on appliance purchases of $998 or more at the Home Depot. Offer valid April 9th through April 29th, U.S. only. See store online for details.
This is Optimal Health Daily. 6 Steps to Better Sleep by Michael Breus with livehappy.com. And I'm Dr. Neil. Happy Sunday and welcome back to the show where I act as your very own personal narrator and read to you from some of the most popular health and fitness blogs online. But for now, let's get right to it and start optimizing your life. 6 Steps to Better Sleep by Michael Breus with livehappy.com. Wasted, wiped out, zonked, knackered. If you have insomnia, then you know what it feels like to be very, very tired during the day. That's because you simply are not getting enough good quality sleep at night. Research shows that sleep deprivation affects every organ system and can bring on severe psychological distress. In fact, in many countries, it's used as a form of torture. Many factors can cause acute or chronic insomnia, including anxiety, stress, depression, and physical ailments such as asthma, cancer, and heart failure. In addition, noise, light, or extreme temperatures can interfere with one's sleep, as can a change in sleep schedule and many other factors. What are the symptoms of insomnia? If you have insomnia, you might have difficulty falling asleep, you may wake too early, or like Live Happy editor-at-large Shelley Levitt, you may wake up many times during the night. During the day, you might feel tired, irritable, and have a lack of motivation, or problems with concentration and memory. You might find yourself making mistakes at work or school and having unexplained headaches or stomach pains. Not surprisingly, one symptom is worrying about sleep. How is insomnia treated? The main treatment for insomnia is cognitive behavioral therapy, a highly effective form of talk therapy in which you counter irrational thinking with more logical thought patterns. Before we start cognitive behavioral therapy, I ask my patients to make a few lifestyle changes and sleep schedules. Here are some ways we do that. 1. Make lifestyle changes to improve sleep. Give yourself a chance to relax before bedtime by bathing or listening to relaxing music. Try not to eat a heavy meal late in the day. Make your bedroom comfortable for sleep. Keep it dark, quiet, and not too warm and not too cold. Use a sleep mask to block light or earplugs or a fan to block noise. I know it's a struggle, but try not to worry about sleep when you go to bed. You can distract yourself with reading, prayer, or meditation. Turn your clock around so you won't be tempted to constantly check the time. You may even want to move your clock across the room to resist the temptation. 2. Be aware of triggers that set off your insomnia. Many people have a predisposition to stress and anxiety, which may then make them more likely to fall into insomnia. Something occurs called a precipitating event, which can be the loss of a loved one, a divorce, or a new job, anything that causes a large amount of stress. This event, in turn, can bring on negative habits such as not getting to bed regularly or using alcohol to help with sleep and deal with the stress. Things start to snowball and can develop into a case of insomnia. If you know you are about to encounter a stressful situation or time, try to seek ways to alleviate the stress, such as exercise and meditation, so that you do not end up falling into a negative sleep or caffeine/alcohol pattern. 3. Keep a sleep diary. I ask patients to keep a sleep diary or a sleep journal in which they write down the information I'm about to mention. We then review it, looking for patterns. So I had them write down the following: the time they went to bed, approximate time they fell asleep, the time they woke up, the number of times they woke up during the night, the amount of time they stayed awake during the night, if they used any medication, if they experienced any grogginess upon waking in the morning or during the day, and any naps and how long those naps were. 4. Sleep restriction. This technique is highly effective if done correctly under the supervision of a sleep specialist or healthcare professional. It is completely counterintuitive, but it really works. I ask my patients to go to bed later, not earlier. So for example, if you've been going to sleep at 10 p.m., but not falling asleep until 12 a.m., and then getting up at 6:30 a.m., I would ask you to go to bed instead at 12:30 a.m. This allows for only 6 hours in bed. After 7 to 10 days, I usually see that the number of awakenings at night reduced and the amount of sleep consolidated. The brain is starting to know when to go to sleep and stay asleep. It's difficult though, and the schedule must be maintained on the weekends as well. 5. Cognitive restructuring. It turns out the way you think about sleep affects the way you sleep. For example, if you think, if I don't get 8 hours of sleep, it's going to cause me major health consequences, you then create a level of anxiety every time you don't get that 8 hours. I use a specialized questionnaire to identify cognitive misperceptions like this one. Next, we spend time investigating these perceptions to see if they are true. In most cases, they are exaggerated, and what the patient can do to reframe his or her thoughts about sleep. Then, doctor and patient work through these misperceptions together. This step is an example of cognitive behavioral therapy. And 6, meditation and relaxation training. If the sleep restriction is working, but you're still having difficulty falling asleep when your bedtime is moved earlier, I go to specialized relaxation techniques designed to specifically help with falling asleep or waking up in the middle of the night. You just listened to the post titled 6 Steps to Better Sleep by Michael Breus with livehappy.com, and I'll be right back with my commentary. If you're a small business, the right hire can be make or break. Hoping the right people see your job posting isn't the best growth strategy. When the pressure's on and you need the right hire, this is a job for sponsored jobs. Join the 3.3 million employers worldwide that use Indeed to connect with quality talent that fits their needs. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Less stress, less time, more results. When you need the right person to cut through the chaos, this is a job for Indeed sponsored jobs. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. Just go to Indeed.com/podcast right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? This is a job for Indeed sponsored jobs.
Eczema is unpredictable, but you can flare less with Ebglyss, a once-monthly treatment for moderate to severe eczema. After an initial 4-month or longer dosing phase, about 4 in 10 people taking Ebglyss achieved itch relief and clear or almost clear skin at 16 weeks. And most of those people maintain skin that's still more clear at 1 year with monthly dosing.
Ebglyss, lebrikizumab LBKZ, a 250 milligram per 2 milliliter injection, is a prescription medicine used to treat adults and children 12 years of age and older who weigh at least 88 pounds or 40 kilograms with moderate to severe eczema, also called atopic dermatitis, that is not well controlled with prescription therapies used on the skin or topicals, or who cannot use topical therapies. Ebglyss can be used with or without topical corticosteroids. Don't use if you're allergic to Ebglyss. Allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Eye problems can occur. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening eye problems. You should not receive a live vaccine when treated with Ebglyss. Before starting Ebglyss, tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection.
Ask your doctor about Ebglyss and visit ebglyss.lilly.com or call 1-800-LILY-RX or 1-800-545-5979.
Dr. Neal here for my commentary. Isn't it funny that we talk about sleep, and then when you think about your own sleep patterns, you start to stress out about how you're not getting enough sleep, and then that stress is going to then make you get poorer quality sleep tonight? So I really appreciate that today's author addressed that concern. Now, on this show, I've talked many times about how important it is to write things down, not just your goals, but say you're trying to maintain your weight or you're trying to exercise more. One of the best tools you can use is writing down your activity, what you ate, and when. And sure enough, it should be no surprise that if you're trying to get better sleep, a sleep journal or a sleep diary is also helpful. Why do we so insist on having people write this stuff down? I know it's a pain, it's not fun to do it, it makes you realize how badly you're doing, but it's so helpful because it gives you what's called a baseline. It tells you where you are right now. You don't know where you're going unless you know where you are right now. It's kind of like this metaphor. I want to drive to Disneyland, but I have no idea where I am at this moment. But somehow, if I just keep driving, I'll get there, right? No, it doesn't quite work that way. You have to first know where you are. How far away from Disneyland are you? Then you can map out how you're going to get there. And so the same applies when you're trying to change a behavior. You have to first know where you are. Once you know where you are, you can then map out a way to get to your ultimate goal. That's why this is so effective. Otherwise, you're just going to end up wasting time and metaphorically driving around aimlessly trying to find your path. And not only is that leading to wasted time, but probably a lot of wasted energy, possibly some wasted money on solutions that really you didn't need, and a heck of a lot of frustration. All right, that'll do it for today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing this show with someone. That's one of the best ways to keep this show going and show us your support. Thank you for listening every day. All right, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I'll be back here tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.